Hello, everybody. I am Monica Bianca, DP Zone of BACR11, and I am here to discuss the agenda setting theory. What is agenda setting theory? It looks at how the media may dictate our daily conversations and the media's impact on us, the viewers. This theory was acquired in 1972 by Maxwell McCobb and Donald Shaw. They saw a connection between what citizens found essential and what the media was talking about. This theory is more about the media not telling us what to think, but what to think about. Now, what that means is the media here, what they noticed was informing the daily information. It didn't tell the people what to think on that particular issue, but it was telling the people what issues to talk about. And that is the power of media here. The public is listening. They're not necessarily passive, and the media does have some influence here. In 1988, this theory was expanded to include a concept called framing. Now, framing is when the media is trying to get the viewer to follow a specific train of thought. They have an end goal in mind and they want the viewers to come to an unavoidable conclusion. So they present certain facts or omit specific details to get the viewer to get to that conclusion. Still, the goal of framing isn't for the viewer to know it. It's for the viewer to come to it naturally, thinking they came to it themselves. The way the story has been presented had shifted the conversation and influenced how the viewer was interpreting the information given to them. One of the ways that we can see framing an action is actually through loaded language. Loaded language is when we see the media use certain terminology to try and persuade us to think a certain way. For example, in 2016, the press called Taylor Swift a snake for dating different men. They kept releasing articles about her dating one guy after another. Due to this, the public began criticizing and slut shaming her, which led to her disappearance for a year. In reality, she dated different men at different times, unlike what the media presented. But most people didn't know about that, so they went along with what was presented to them. Now, we can see this media theory broken down in the following way into a simple model. So, first we have reality. This is what's happening within society. These are the things that are going on a day to day level. Now, the next step to this is the gatekeepers. These are the media gurus who are deciding what to think and what not, what stories to cover and what's important and what's not important. Then this then this goes into the media agenda. Media agenda, they go for framing, they set how they're going to present the stories, what facts they're going to put into it, what attributes will admit to that, and then it turns to public agenda. Public agenda, people started discussing things. They talk about it, and that eventually turns into policy agenda. Now, policy agenda, this is the government. This is where we have politicians who are trying to figure out what the voters want, and they're going to put laws in places they think will be popular and help them get reelected. And this here gets a little bit of cycle happens here. Now, from policy agenda, we can see that this will then influence the media agenda because the media will create news stories about the policy agenda and then the media will cover it and that'll affect the story and then it will affect the public agenda. So these three have a cycle back and forth going on. Now remember the audience is us. We are the ones watching the media, consuming the media, and commentating on it. So now we are below all of this. We are influenced by reality because we live in the society. We see stories every day and we live through them. So we have influences through there. But we're also influenced by policy agenda, public agenda, and the media agenda. So we are getting information from both aspects. And this is where we start to have our conversations and opinions. But a lot of this had already been dictated, not necessarily what we think about it, but the content that we are discussing. So the question comes down to, is this theory correct? Is the media the ones setting the agenda for the country? Are they the ones determining what we're going to talk about? Or is it the politicians? Or is it us who has more to say on it? Please let me know in the comments down below what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you learned something from this video.